really got to change that. I don't know if it's going to catch me getting the mess the queen up. I'd be game for that. You know, as we go in there, we gotta go, yes, queen, yes. That's gonna get clipped. I'm gonna beat you to it. I'm just gonna do it myself. I am going to embarrass myself with that clip. This song makes me groove like every time I hear it. Really need to get rid of some of these clips and rotate them through. There is something going on right now. YouTube is like a full minute behind. Okay. If they're gonna attack the wall, I'll help them attack the wall. I also need to open up my BRB stuff a little bit, so mosey on in here. Razors. I'm trying to get my YouTube to catch up, so you guys can kind of come back, see how far. I want to see how far back this is. I keep on hitting the wrong button. This is extremely far behind. It says it's good. Yeah. Okay. Well, hello YouTube. This is awkward because I don't edit these videos, so I'm just trying to see how far behind everything is. But I might have to edit out the beginning of this one. I want to start that over. I'm gonna have to edit out the beginning of this one for YouTube because woo, woof, this woof. Making sure everything's good to go. Good to go. I don't need this for both, just one. Okay, so hi YouTube. Today is Moto Saturday. It's one of my favorite days because we get to talk about motorcycles. Who doesn't like talking about motorcycles? I'll talk about cars too. So if anybody wants to come in here and talk about cars, motorcycles, whatever it is, I'm good for it. I'm good for it. The reason why we do this on Saturdays is because what is the main day that motorcycles go on rides, and what is the main day that there are car shows and motorcycle shows and stuff like that? Saturdays. So come in here on Saturday, we talk about the rides. Today we're going to be talking about gear for a beginner or from a beginner, and we're going to get into this in a little bit more in depth. This is going to be your #1 most searched thing when you start riding, and it should be. Finding the right bike, of course, is very important, but finding the gear that's going to help you get home is even more important. And I will explain to you guys why I chose what I chose. This is truly what I wear every time I ride. I wore it today in extremely warm weather. Fun ride. It was a ride we weren't expecting, and we're going to talk about that. Don't worry. And my new piece of gear. Because of the heat, honestly, this thing. Look at that. The black camo on it. Oh, it's so nice. But my gear does not match at all. And that's okay because people can see me. I stick out like a sore thumb, and that's exactly what I want to do. Well, welcome in. If you are new here, my name is Sergeant Razor. I am the owner of RazorsEdge-GMG. And if you don't really understand the meaning of it, let me explain it to you. Razor is the bad guy in Need for Speed Most Wanted. Hello. Edge, we like living on the edge, and we sell TCG trading cards, mainly Pokemon and Magic. And we game. We love to game. I game Fridays, Mondays, and Tuesdays on stream, and then Wednesday and Thursday are kind of my day, and I'm mainly working on that. But that's it. It's also because my name's Sergeant Razor and Razor, so we Razors Gaming. You get it. You don't, you didn't yet. Okay, you got it. Let's get into this. I love doing this live because you guys can come in here, you can interact, you can tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care. If you're gonna tell me I'm an idiot, let's talk about it though, because I did 6 months of research on this stuff, and that's why I feel like I can talk about it a little bit. I know I'm still learning a lot, and I mean, I am learning a lot still, and I'm trying to help you guys come to one place instead of going all over the place. I will say this, like I did last week, if there's anybody I would watch for different kind of tips and tricks, and watch like motorcycle videos on how to avoid getting into a crash, or what you do to avoid the certain crash or whatever, or the MSF course, which we will talk about that eventually. But if you need anything like that, go to Dan Fireman. He does not know me. He does not know me at all. But he does know his stuff very well, and I learned a lot from him when I was watching things. And when you start looking for bikes, Yami Noob is a good one, especially if you're looking for sport bikes. If you're looking for like sport, like a bike like mine, which is sport touring or adventure, Dork in the Road would be my suggestion. But from that, that's cool. I like fiddling with them with things that I'm streaming for some reason, so sorry. We are going to start with what you would need for the MSF course. This would be the first piece of gear that you would have to think about getting. Now, for the MSF course, all you need is boots, any kind of boots. You can use your hiking boots, something that's sturdy and has a lot of grip. These are both my work boots and riding boots. So the reason why I use these, and I do plan on getting some actual riding boots eventually, but let me turn my light up a little bit here so you can see it better. It's going to get a little weird. This is a police boot. So it is composite with Kevlar. It's composite toe. You can actually see the wear on it on the side right here. It's kind of funny. So that would be from probably when I tipped over, actually. I think that's from when I tipped over. But they've done great. And honestly, like I fell once. No holes. It's held together just fine. It keeps my foot in place. It does bend a little bit because, I walk a lot at work. Good tread, everything. Motorcycle boots are going to run extremely expensive. So if you have a boot like this, whether you work security or anything that makes you wear a boot like this, use those. Stay away from steel toe because they will cut your toes off. If your steel bends, if you fall hard enough and your steel bends down like that, it'll cut your toes off. Even when I worked in construction, I tried to stay away from steel toe. Hiking boots, just fine. They work just fine. When you're starting out, you want to make a budget for what you're looking at. I went over my budget when I bought my helmet, but everything else is kind of in what I wanted to stay in. because I didn't buy boots and I got cheapy gloves, which we're going to talk about my cheapy gloves. But yeah, this is all you need. Just this, and all you need for your upper, just for a hoodie. You'll be fine, just a hoodie. You're not going to go any faster than 20 miles an hour. So even if you do fall, just roll. I don't suggest falling though, it hurts. For my gloves, and these are, I suggest these for new riders. These are $20. I got these at Performance Cycle. And I got them for my MSF course, not thinking I would use them afterwards, because they were $20. I didn't think they'd be any good, and they turned out to be very, very good. I might get a different pair of gloves for this hot weather though, because even though they got a nice little mesh in them, it's hard to. My lighting is going to be a little bit weird, I think, on this one, but it's okay. See, there's a nice little mesh in there, so they do work very well. They're called Noru, N-O-R-U. They do make jackets and pants and stuff like that. I did look at them, but I didn't like the jackets and pants as much, and they were only level 1. And we'll talk about level 1, level 2, level 3. You don't need level 3 on the street. You do need it on the track. Level 2 is the recommended. Level 1, you're crazy. You're crazy. But leather on your palm, so when you fall and you hit that, you'll slide. They do make gloves that have like a better like slide piece here, and on your hands right here. There we go. But those are really expensive. Like the gloves I really want, they're close to $200. I don't think I'm going to get them anytime soon. And the way my jacket works, I kind of don't need them. I was thinking with the jacket I started with, I was going to need them. I don't need them with this jacket, which is nice. I can just use stuff like this. But I really do like these. They're comfy, especially after you break them in, because they are leather. And they have a little bit of slider on there. They're really nice. They're really nice. For $20, you can't really do much better in my opinion. They work great for the MSF course. I can feel my throttle, my brake, and over here with the clutch, I can feel everything. My bike does have those guards up front, so it does block a lot of the wind and the rocks and the bugs and all that. So if yours doesn't have that, you might actually feel more wind with these. That would be my only complaint, is I get really hot in these. Like I took them off today, and you know when your hands are in water for a long time and they turn into like spider webs? That's what happened to me. So that would be my only complaint with them. Otherwise, they're comfy. They work great. You don't want to fall, so yeah, but you should not ride without them, because if for some reason you do go down, you're going to want to protect your hands. Your hand is probably the first thing to hit the ground. Another thing you can do is look for the gloves where this is attached right here, because when you hit, your pinky is going to go beep, and when your pinky goes out like that, you could break it. You could lose it. Worst case scenario. So you can look for those. They are more expensive, but worth it. I will probably wear these until they wear out. Honestly, I can tell they're already kind of getting there, but they're a $20 glove, and they're not made to last a lifetime when they're $20. But they're great. I've almost hit 1,000 miles. I think I did hit 1,000 miles on my bike today. MSF course plus 1,000 miles on a bike. Hello. So, knuckle guards, hand guards, everything you need. You do not need to go and spend $100, $200 on stuff when you're starting out. Now, like when I get a better glove, it's probably going to be a better glove. And, I'm going to show them off to you guys. I will. But that is all you need, because most classes, they provide helmets. So you don't have to. Make sure, though, because if they don't provide helmets, you're going to have to buy a helmet, and you are going to want a helmet. You do not want to be going any amount of mile per hour and hit your nugget on that ground. 5 mile per hour can give you a concussion. It can. 20 mile per hour can put you in the hospital. Keep that in mind. All you guys out there riding with no gear on, I understand it's hot. Today was warm. At 7 o'clock this morning, it was 72 degrees. When I got home at around 12, it was 100. Warm. All right, so helmets. This is where it's okay to break the budget. If you're stuck between a couple of different helmets, go with the safer one. Now, helmets are different. They're a different beast. Slide proof gloves, cool. They're not really impact proof, so if I fall, I'm gonna feel it in those gloves for sure. Boots. The work boots. They're going to be just fine, but I'm still going to feel it. And it might go through, but it'd be a pretty hard chance. I'm still going to live, though. Helmet. This is a personal preference. I'm going to side on the side of caution on this. And I'm sure there'll be somebody out there that watches this video and tells me that I'm wrong. I'm sure. But I've seen helmet soup. And trust me, helmet soup is not good. It means you're dead. So if you ever see it, it's probably somebody in your riding group. Any helmet, you can get that. But it's a higher probability in a plastic one. So the biggest difference is, so like plastic. If you hit the top of this thing, boom, plastic is going to hit right there. It's not going, the damage isn't going to spread. It hits right here. It's going to crack. It's going to break. It might split open and you might be rolling on the top of your head on the asphalt. That sounds like a great idea. So I would advise, don't do plastic. Now, the only way I would say that would be okay is if you're not planning on doing mountain riding, if you're not planning on going anywhere over 65 miles an hour. You're on a motorcycle, you're going over 65. I don't write any of this stuff down. I make it up as we go, so sorry. But they'll be okay if you like hit the ground and slid on it for a little while, but again, you're going to rip right through it. It's plastic. They are cheaper though. They are miles and bounds. You can pick up a plastic helmet for like $150. If you're on an e-bike, go ahead, get a plastic one. It's fine. I know you can hit 60 miles an hour on some of those, but you don't need showy like what I got here. But I am going to suggest, no matter what, whatever you're riding, go on the side of caution. I eventually will be getting a carbon fiber helmet, but I didn't want to spend that much on my first helmet, even though you guys are going to look this one up probably and go, what is this man talking about? Didn't want to spend how much? And he spent how much? And you don't really need to even look it up. I won't tell you what I spent on this thing. So this is a Shoei GT Air 3. I absolutely love this helmet. You guys saw me kind of show it off last week. Wow. I love this thing. And, you know, it's got that. Now you guys are going to see my screen from the other side. But, and because of this hot weather, I can actually just ride like this. I'm going to turn this up again, see if you guys can get a little better. We'll look at it. That is a sun shield. So it does the same as sunglasses. And if you have a dark shield, it kind of does the same thing a little bit. The problem with it is, and I didn't care about this, but right here, if I hit right here, there's a gap there. So there is still enough shading rating and still approved by DOT that I'll be perfectly fine. Might sting a little though. So you have to be able to say, are you okay with having this without a little bit less protection out here, or you just want to wear sunglasses? But I wanted that. There's one, makes me feel like an Air Force pilot. Look at that, it's just cool looking. And if I'm in a tunnel or something, all I gotta do is lift it up. Then of course you have your normal shield, your normal face mask shield here. It's a little stiff because, you know, it's still kind of a new helmet. And then vent here, vent on top, and those two vents right there. This is a fiberglass helmet. Now it's a lot lighter than a plastic helmet, which is good too. So when I'm done riding, my neck, I'm not sitting there doing this with my neck for an hour trying to see if it's okay. It's a lot lighter. I can go longer distances with it. And that's the other thing. You have to figure out what kind of rider you're going to be. Are you going to be an adventure rider? If you want an adventure rider, this will still work, but it doesn't have your lid, you know, your sun shield thing right there. If you want that, I do suggest the Sedici adventure helmet. That thing is, it's carbon fiber and it's cheaper than this one. Just saying. So my biggest problem with Sedici and why I don't have one, it didn't fit my head. Well, that brings me into my next point. What kind of head you got? Are you an egghead like me? You might be. This helmet is for intermittent ovals. So, egghead. When I put on the Sedici 3, it says intermittent oval, and it was pushing on the front of my head so bad it practically gave me a headache. Bad. If you're feeling that kind of pressure within 5 to 10 seconds, if you put that helmet on, you don't want it. You're going to be in pain. This one feels like an extension to my head. I'm also figuring out that it might be too big. So it was very snug when I put it on in the shop. I put on mediums and it almost felt too tight. And now I'm on the highway and this is like buffering around my face. But I'm also seeing that with my bike, that's a thing. But that's also why I have this. So we're going to talk about this here in a second too. Put that up there. Yeah. This helmet is not cheap. It is a Shoei helmet. It is, I think I paid like $800 for it. It was way higher than my budget. What I was looking at was an HJC helmet, F71, I think it was, something like that. That's another one. It's a fiberglass. It's a great helmet. It's actually like 400 something. Not bad for a beginner. It'll last you as long as you need it, and if you fall and break it, it's not as bad on the wall as this one is. But I know with this one I'm going to be safe. I know if I smash my head down on the ground at 65 plus miles an hour, that would be really bad. I'm going to be fine. If I were to go out, it wouldn't be because I didn't have a good helmet. And that's what you have to understand when you're doing this. Shoei is one of the best. Ari is one of the best. Schuberth is probably the best, but not for beginners. I'm sorry. I know somebody out there is going to be like, well, you want to buy the good? Yes, you want to buy the good stuff, but do you want to spend $1,000 on your first helmet? If you're racing, Schuberth might be the way to go. Honestly, you can use even this helmet. This one will be fine for on the racetrack. But you would more likely want carbon fiber, lighter, even lighter. And when you hit your head, it really separates. Like it'll impact point and boom, right? It goes around your helmet. It's not just one spot like plastic. Fiberglass goes out and just spreads like this. So it doesn't go as far as carbon fiber, but it still spreads the impact. So it's not right there. It's right there. And so it's just kind of like a kind of helps it go around your head. So less likely to have a head injury. Also for safety, you want DOT, that is US certified. ECE, ECE 22.06 would be the better one, or it's ECW. Pretty sure it's ECE. MIPS is a really good one too. That's what's in the Sedici ones. This is DOT and ECE. It also says it on the back, or it says it on the box. Mine, I don't even think you can see it anymore because I put the stoplight on. Oh, you kind of can. Oh, I guess this is FMVS, but you see it right there. You want that sticker on there. You want it on there. If there's no sticker on there, it's not technically safe to be on the road. It's not certified. I know the cool helmets out there that are made, like the Predator helmets and the Darth Vader helmets, and those. If they're not DOT certified, please don't be one of them. If it is DOT certified, have fun. Your helmet is going to be your biggest choice because it could mean life or death. I am a very blunt person, so I'm going to say it. If I can suggest one, though, I do suggest this one. I do suggest the Sadeki Strata 3. Didn't fit my head, but it might fit yours. The HJC, if you want to go on the expensive side like I did, the Shoeis, go look at the RF1400, the GT Air 3. If you want to look at Airy, I think it's the Airy X that one's really good. And there's some other ones, but I don't know those ones very well, so I don't want to even pretend that I do. But this one and the Airy are going to be your two top street style riders. When you come into adventure riding, HJC is a fantastic adventure nugget protector. So does Climb. They have a good street helmet as well, but they're really, really expensive. And again, Sadeki Strata 3, I think is the other good adventure one. They do have two different ones, and you can get it in carbon fiber. So I almost went to that one, and I swear, if it would have fit my head better, I would have done it. LS2 is another one that's really good, in my opinion. I know that one's kind of up in the air for people. Again, didn't fit my head. Otherwise, it would have been between that one and the Strata 3, I think. And then from there, you need to figure out full face or modular. Modular, the front lifts up. That will be what I get next time. I almost got that this time. I have a fear of landing on my chin and that thing pushing up. The chance of that happening is like 1 in a million. It probably won't happen. But I have seen some nasty things in my time. So I went on the side of caution for almost everything that I bought back here. But this helmet has done me great. The only time I feel it ever kind of like buzzing, and that might be because it's too big or it's from my bike just causing that, would be when I'm on the highway. That's it. There's a really good chance it's my bike causing that, or I bought a too big of a helmet. Because it's fine everywhere else. When I'm in the city, when I'm curving up and cutting through the twisties, it doesn't move at all. But like when I move this shield up, like the whole helmet will move a little bit. So I do believe I might have gotten a little bit too big. I could also, always get the chin strap a little bit tighter, but my chin is big and it pinches me. So this one is really cool because it's not really a tie-on, which I almost prefer those, but this is faster. So I can just do that. There you go. And then you pull this tab and it comes right out. And then underneath this is your kind of like your chin guard kind of thing. It's nice for when you have a mic in here like I do, and we'll go over that one real quick too. This red here, that's an emergency strap. So if you nail yourself hard enough and you don't wake up, that's how they pull the pads out. And then that's my backlight. I showed this last week. This is going to be really bright for a second, so watch your eyes. I'm going to try to cover it with my hand a little bit. There we go. I love this thing. Now, I'm holding it with my hand right here because we figured out last week how bright this thing was, and it is really bright. This thing is on when I'm riding constantly. Do you need one? No, you don't. For safety reasons, I have one because I tend to ride in the back because I can't keep up with the people I ride with because I have a slower bike and they're expert riders and I'm a beginner. So cars can see us. I can't say I'm going to ride with one of these for my entire riding career. I might not. Who knows? Today I actually forgot to turn it on when I went for my initial part. But for those of you that weren't here last week, I'll hold it like this again so it's not super bright. It is. You're riding along, this thing's blinking, you got to slow down. As soon as you slow down, it doesn't. You got to brake. It's not a Bluetooth attachment to your bike. It's really nice. It's called a brake free. I have the box too, but brake free. It's about $150 attachment, $120, somewhere around there. So it's not a must-need thing. It's a highly recommended thing. I'm the only one in the group that has one. Just to give you an idea. But everybody that's seen it loves it. And I ride with a bunch of old dudes. Now, you guys have seen probably a bunch of influencers that have these things hanging off the side of their helmets. Those are their comms. What's cool about Shoei is there's a brand of Senna. SRL3 or 5. I have the box back there. This is my comm. That's the on, off, up, down volume. That's the mesh. And you can't even see the mic, but it's in there. And then that's where I charge it. Now, I'm going to turn the light up a little bit. Again, I don't like the light this high. It hurts my eyes, but so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. That's the mesh. That's how you turn it on and off and volume control. Mine is a lot cleaner look. It's inside my actual helmet. It's built into it. I got it as a beginner that way when I went riding with my friends and my dad and some of these expert riders I ride with. They can coach me as I'm riding. They actually suggest new riders to not get them. I am completely against that. I think new riders should have them, so when you talk to your friends or whoever you're with, they can kind of help coach you through your riding. Listening to music while you're riding, it's okay to have a background sound. Do not have it up too loud. You need to be focusing on what you're doing, like the dance. The dance is the clutch to throttle. You gotta focus on that when you're starting. Don't listen to whatever you like to listen to. Not too loud. Not too loud. I listen to music, so I can't say don't do it. Just don't do it too loud. I listen to country because it keeps me calm when I'm riding. Eventually, I'll be listening to like State of Mind and some other stuff. But I love this thing. It's nice and light. I got clipped out. The comms are another thing. If you don't have the budget for it, hold off on it. Right? You don't need the break free right away either. If you don't have the budget for it, just it's okay. Now, if you want to get the comms right away, maybe go for the HJC or the Strata 3 or something like that, where it's still a great helmet and you can get the Senna or the Cardo that you want. You need to make sure that you get the right one, because if your riding group uses Cardo and you buy Senna, you can't talk to them. I've heard there's a way to set them up via Bluetooth to where you can hear each other. Somebody knows how to do it. Put it in the comments. We've been trying. We don't know how to do it. Even the people in there, most of the motorcycle shops go, you may not be able to do it. So if your main group is using Cardo, go get Cardo. If your main group uses Senna, go get Senna. My group is a mixed. The other group that I'm trying to ride with, apparently they all ride with Cardos. So I'm just going to be sitting there listening to my music and dancing along the road while they're doing their thing. It's more fun to be able to talk to people, but like today, my dad and I went. We both have Senna. We can talk to each other all the time, the entire way if we wanted to. But we just kind of enjoyed the ride today. We didn't talk a whole lot until it started getting hot, and I think we started talking to each other to try to get away from the heat. But again, we'll talk about my ride later after we're done with this. But yeah, that if you're in a break budget on anything, break it on the helmet. This is the second piece of gear I bought, so the gloves and then this. Because I figured if I found a bike that I wanted while I was hunting down gear, I'd at least have gloves, boots, and helmet. And then hoodie and jeans was going to be what I did when I was doing parking lots and around my neighborhood, which would have been fine. It ended up being like jeans and my dad's old riding jacket until I got those, which we're going to talk about in just a second. I can't stress it enough to do your research on what helmet works best for you. Adventure, street, touring. This is more of a touring helmet because of obviously the vents, but you can't. If you're doing adventure riding and you want this helmet, it's okay. Your friends might say something about it, but who cares? You got a helmet, you got a good one. I've seen crotch rocket people have this helmet on. Like, it's okay. It's okay. You don't need to have a super sport helmet to ride a super sport. You don't. You don't need to have an adventure helmet to ride adventure bikes. They look cool and they fit very well. My bike is a sport touring bike. even though some people classify it as an adventure bike, but it's not. Let's be honest. Like what you see on the thumbnail, that's my bike. It is not an adventure bike. It is a sport touring bike. But if I put knobbies on there, I could turn it into an adventure bike. It does have the travel. Trust me, that thing's tall. But I love that thing. Also, get something that's going to be seen. I went with a blue helmet thinking I was going to get a blue bike, and that's not what happened. But I don't regret it. I also wanted to get like a high vis kind of thing, but this thing just shines. Like it's, look at that sucker. Light hits it and it just shines. It's all, you can tell the fingerprints and bug. There's a dead bug I've been looking at since I picked this thing up right here somewhere. Like, there it is. That's fresh as of today. You're going to hit a lot of bugs. But we'll move on to the next piece of gear here. But I absolutely love this helmet, and I did the research. Again, my recommendations would be Shoei, RE, Strata 3, Sedici, HJC, and LS2. Those are my top suggestions for like beginners. And even if you're not a beginner, you're just looking for a new helmet. If you're not a beginner, definitely this one. But if you are a beginner and you can break your budget, or you have a big budget, this one. So, or if you just want to get a good helmet and not spend a lot, which I understand that too. And even if you have the budget, I understand that too. Strata 3, as long as it fits your head. All right, let's get to the next piece of gear. You want to talk about helmets? Even though I will talk helmets, I will talk gear with anybody, anytime. All right. Live, not live. Go to my Discord. Links are in both Twitch and YouTube. Alerts. All right, so I understand that a lot of people watch these live yet, but they do go up. I do not edit them. I'm going to edit this one just from the beginning because YouTube was like 4 minutes behind when I started for some reason. That was really weird. So the beginning of this one is getting edited out just a little bit, but that's it. Now, my pants. They look like jeans, don't they? Just normal jeans. They're not. These are Climb jeans. Safety rating is AA, so level 2. This is the hip pad. Same pad as on my knees. So when these hit, I don't really want to hit it, to be honest with you, to show it. And I don't know if I can hit it hard enough on this desk without everything shaking. It stiffens. It gets nice and hard. So this is on my hip and my knee. Now, when I fell over, I think the wrong side was facing me because I had all the imprints. It was kind of funny. But actually, maybe it was the right side. It just see if that did it. Yeah, it kind of did it. But it's a level 2 pad, believe it or not. There's other pads that are already stiffer than this, and they're a little bit thicker. So if you want that on your legs, go for it. Me personally, that's going to be kind of uncomfortable. On the knees, maybe. I've thought about it for the knees. Just because that's going to be one of your first impact points is your knees. That's going to hurt. You got a good padding down there? You're good to go. Now, I know I keep talking about falling and getting crashed up and all that. You don't want to do that, but you do want to dress for it. And then on the inside of these jeans, you see this black like mesh in here. These are Kevlar jeans, so if you rip through them, you hit this. Now, this is just another protection of you saving skin on your legs. The first time you put this on, it is a weird feeling, but you get used to it pretty fast. So these are Kevlar jeans. They're rated at level 2 safety. So they're good up to like 100 and I think it's like 160 miles an hour, 170 miles an hour. Which if you're going that fast, and level 3 is from like, I think those things go, it's above 200, which level 3 is going to be your track. It's going to be your track suits. You don't, oops, I hit the wrong button, so it went dark. You don't really need those on the street. And it may not, you know, like I might be wrong about the level 2. If I'm wrong, somebody post it in the comments. But they look like normal jeans, so I can literally wear them anywhere. And that's my knee pad right there. You can't tell. When I told my buddy last week when I went to his house that these were riding jeans, he didn't believe me right away. They're awesome. So it's like if I want to ride to church, I'll wear these jeans. Most riders will know what those are because they'll see the climb on the side of them, or they'll just like assume. Or most other people are like, "Why aren't you wearing gear?" I am. I just realized something. I didn't talk about the bandana. Oh well, we'll wait till later. We'll do that last then. Jeans, pants. Go look for level 2, no matter what. Like level 1 is like skid proof, no padding, broken bone heaven. Most likely really bad road rash. It's not safe. Look for level 2 if you can find it. What's up, Amber? How you doing? It's safer. They have pads on them. It's gonna be way better. I'm doing what you mean I'm doing. I'm good. I'm still cooling down from my motorcycle ride that I did today, which is Moto Saturday. Welcome in. It's the first time you've been in here since I started this. So we talking motorcycles, motorcycle gear for the beginner, from a beginner. I'll be talking about the ride today too. That was very unexpected ride. We weren't planning on going on one, and we went on one. Knowing this heat. And I've probably been up by your house a couple of times, but since I don't exactly know your full area, I don't actually know if I have been. I mean, surviving's good. Remember, YouTubers, I'm live on both. I need to get my chat thing up here on the screen so y'all can see everything. So I'll work on that later. Well, last time I was up in Castle Rock area, I went by that dealership, so I mean, Dad and I drove right by it, so there's actually a chance that you saw us go by it, but you have no idea. Oh yeah, pants. You can get pants that look like ski jeans. I see people that do. I live there. There's definitely a chance that you saw us, but you just wouldn't know. If you're an adventure rider, those kind of pants work because they're waterproof. These are too, but they're not as good for like rivers. I know people that use them. They look like ski pants. You do you. As long as it's level 2, you like them and they're comfortable, go for it. If they're not comfortable, and they're not level 2, and they're not tested, slide on the word of caution here. You don't need climb jeans. There's other jeans out there that have the same kind of protection on them that are cheaper. I just don't do well with online ordering, so I went with those. That's pretty much the reason why I did that. Remember, this is going to YouTube too, so I do chat with people as they come in. I don't have my chat up on my screen because I can't remember which one it is. I got a bunch of them here for this, but I will eventually figure it out and add it on here so everybody can see what we're is that it? Hey, I found it. Never mind, there it is. So now everybody can see what everybody's saying. Next is probably the worst thing to look up. What kind of jacket do you want? Again, if you're going to the track, just get a race suit. It's just going to be easier. If you're a street rider, you need to decide if you want a hot jacket, a cold jacket, or a Four Seasons jacket, which is what I have here. If you're an adventure rider and you want an adventure jacket, I do suggest that, by the way. My recommendation for a beginner rider would be the HWK on Amazon. You get one for like 90 bucks. They're super cheap. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you, these pants were $225. My budget, the only thing that I broke my budget on was that helmet, but my budget was able to do this. Otherwise, I probably would have found, not NBT, I've heard terrible things about those. But there was another brand, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, that was very, very, very close to these. If you guys have questions about that, just say it in the comments. I'll see if I can find them, and I'll let you know. I really wanted a climb jacket, but they're extremely expensive. So I found something similar. There's going to be an ad playing on Twitch here pretty soon, just so you guys know. So I won't tell you what this is yet. For the YouTubers, jackets are pretty important. Your arms are going to hit first, and you have a possibility of sliding on your back. The road rashes that I've seen is either your upper leg or your arms. So whenever I see people riding without gear, it makes me cringe a little bit. I don't like it. Wear your freaking gear, people. Wear your freaking gear. Put it on. I know it's hot out, but put it on. It's hot. This jacket is heavy, and I have the liners out of it. This is a street riding jacket. It is not necessarily adventure. I could do it on dirt, it'd be fine, but it is a light color, so it'd look kind of weird. You could probably use this one on the track. I don't know if I would suggest that, just because it is a level 2 jacket. Level 2 armor, level 2 skid, everything. Which is what you want to look for. This is a Sadeki jacket. I think I got this thing for about $250. Every jacket I looked at with level 2 armor was like 300 plus. It might have been like a level 2 jacket in of itself at 100, which means a good skid proof, great skid proof. Terrible for hitting the ground or getting hit on though. The Tour Master jacket, I really like that one for adventure riding. I was looking at that one a lot, but I still was thinking if I did adventure riding, I'd get that HWK because that's a level 2 armor and jacket. It's awesome for $90 freaking dollars. It's hard to beat. I know a very good rider that wears one of those and he loves it. Keep that in mind. But beginners, experienced riders, whatever. If you're looking for a good jacket that's good in all seasons, like you guys know, this is an extremely hot summer. I went with this guy. It's a Sadeki. Trying to remember the whole name of it. It's a huge name. It's all right. It says one up from their low-end jacket. I love this thing. Mesh right here, mesh in the back. Kevlar, level 2. So let me turn my light back on here. Amber, you still with me, or you come in here and just say you doing and left? How you doing and left? Come on, girl. This has got that same material on the inside that the pants did. See, right there. Back pad, which this is a sliding pad. It's not armor. It's just a sliding pad. I'm planning on putting armor back here. Just budget. Ran out of budget. And then arms. Slide proof and armor. And then slide proof armor. It does have a wet liner and a cold liner. I took it out. Obviously, it is 100 freaking degrees outside. I don't want that in there. There are reflective strips on it for night riding, Rahul, and on the back and down the sides and stuff. Pockets on the side and inside. It feels heavy when you first lift it up. It feels really heavy, but when you're actually riding around, you don't notice the weight, and it's super breathable. So when you're on the highway, feels good. When you're running around on some of those twisty mountain roads, if you live in Colorado at least, or California in some areas and some other places, you got some amazing. Sitting at a stoplight, it doesn't matter what you're wearing, you're gonna get hot. You're gonna get hot. Like it's just you cannot avoid that. Even if you're not wearing gear, you're gonna get hot. I want to emphasize that I did a lot of research on this stuff. This jacket, the same exact style jacket, 4 seasons, 2 liners, all this thing has. Same freaking jacket in Climb was over $1,000. I am not sponsored by Cycle Gear or Revzilla, and this Sadeki is their brand. But Sadeki is, since it's not a mainstream name brand, look at their stuff. I kind of wish I would have looked at their pants a little more, but that's okay. Maybe I'll get a second pair of pants. They have adventure jackets, they have pants, they have everything. Look at their stuff. I promise you, it's not as expensive as like the big name brands, and it's as good of gear, or even better. Because like this this pad in this arm is just insane. This is like the pad that I wanted at my knees on my jeans, and I might do. So, of course, you should always do your own research. My word is not final by any means, unless I'm at work. Then my word's final. If anybody from work sees that, you know it's true. Anyways. Adventure riders, make sure you get the jacket for the adventure you're doing. I will always suggest 4 seasons if you live in a place that has all 4 seasons. If you're in Texas, just get something you're going to survive in. You don't need 4 seasons. Get something that's cool. Like this, it would be just fine in a Texas summer. Maybe the hoodie. I haven't done a whole lot of looking into those hoodies. I kind of want to get one myself though, just saying. For like when I'm riding around town, because they are going to be cooler. You can get level 2 gear as a hoodie and be just fine. And I have been looking at maybe getting one just for when I'm riding around town. I love this jacket. I love this thing. It's really good in the mountains, but it gets really hot in town. But I mean, it's that time of year, so. And August is our hottest month, and we're approaching it. I'm not looking forward to that. Now for the last bit of gear, the newest piece of gear, the bandana. You guys might be wondering why the heck I'm riding with the bandana. 1, it's keeping the helmet tighter to my head. 2, I sweat into this thing. Ew, gross, I know. But even though I sweat into this thing, that sweat gets soaked up into it, right? Kind of like a hat. And then the air hits it through the vents, or when I'm riding with my shield up because I need more air to my face because it's too hot. The cold air hits this thing that cools my head down. That's why I'm wearing it. Because it is so stinking hot outside that it's like a sauna in that helmet. And if you wear a full face helmet, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Putting this on has helped that. And this isn't really much of a beginner thing to a beginner. This is for a beginner thing to everybody. This is from my mom and dad who have been riding since forever. Not really my mom, but my dad has been riding forever. And this came highly recommended. He wears one. Keeps him cooler. Keeps me cooler. We both radiate heat like crazy. So it's not going to keep you any bit safer. It's not going to protect you, but it might protect you a little bit from the heat. But that's about it. And I look funky in it. I'm not going to lie. I look really weird when I'm wearing this thing. Some people, you might look cool wearing it. Who knows? But anything that will help you stay cooler in this freaking heat, I think you should definitely look into. Now for boots. I showed you my boots. We're not going to go over that. I'm going to give you some suggestions. Adventure Riders. You got the Trailblazer boots. They're just fine. They are cheaper, but they're just fine. They'll work for you. Alpine Stars, of course, are probably the best you can buy. I'm going to be getting some of those myself, but they're going to be a touring boot, obviously. You Sportsters and crotch rocket guys, if you want like a more racing type, Alpine Star racing type boot, you're good. My adventure guys that might have a bigger budget, SIDI boots. I use those as my bicycling shoes, same brand. You're not gonna beat those. They're really, really good. Price reflects that. Keep that in mind. Those are the boots I wanted when I was looking at adventure riding, and who knows in the future, who knows? But let's move it. Let's move it a little bit more. My ride today, and I wanna hear about people's rides. So put them in comments. Like, tell me what you did. Tell me what you learned today. We're gonna talk about what I learned today too. Especially the beginners. I want to know what's going on with you guys, and if anybody wants to help out or has any tips, comment them. Go ahead. But again, no hate comments because I'm going to remove those. So going from here. Went and got breakfast with my dad this morning. First time he's had Santiago's. I know some of you are like, what? Yep. First time he's ever had Santiago's. He really enjoyed it, so that's good. And then we were just going to go home because today is really hot. By about 10 o'clock, it was 95 at 10 freaking o'clock. I could tell he really wanted to go. I was kind of like, I do, but I don't. My shoulder and my back hurt. I had kind of a long week. But I feel bad about one thing. He knows it. His group went on a really nice ride that I am not good enough to do yet. And I would not have been able to keep up. He really wanted to go on it, but he also wanted to go with me. And even though I told him to go on it and I would go a different way, he didn't go. We went on a ride together. So we did, I'm going to call it the puppy dog ride. That's what I'm going to start nicknaming this ride. The first time we did it, it looked like an actual puppy dog. Today, it looked like a part of a puppy dog. Maybe just the left side of it, like it's laying down. That's what it looks like on the map. It was still really fun. It was a 115-mile ride. We left the restaurant around 8 o'clock, and it was 81 degrees. And I'm thinking, I work outside. I am tired of the heat. That's why I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to go. As soon as we got to the mountains and we felt that temperature drop, it was amazing, guys. We went over the Highline Pass again. We did it a couple of weeks ago. I can't tell you. Experiencing that same road in a car is completely different than on a bike. I was a little bit more focused this time because I was in the lead position today, so I wasn't looking around as much as I did as the rider in the back. But when we did that a couple of weeks ago, I was going on to under the speed limit. Today I was on to over the speed limit, not like crazy over, but I was going over. I can tell I'm getting better on the curves. I can tell I'm getting better on entering and exit and holding my lane position. That's big. Beginners, it's okay. Use the whole lane as much as you need, but work on lane position. When you start riding with the group, you're going to want to do that. Sorry, I'm a little dry, if you couldn't tell. Ugh. All right. Before I say all of this, I am here to promote safe riding. When I start doing the videos, you're gonna understand. You guys might see some quick stuff, but I don't want to promote any reckless driving here, any stupid riding here. I want y'all to be safe. So that's what we're here to do. But sometimes the zoomies do take hold and you want to go fast. I understand. We're all bikers here. There's an area, if you know where it is, it's Conifer. There's an area up there where the road is a little bit flatter, but there's a lot of curves, a ton of them. I'll just say it. Deer Creek Canyon. First time I did that thing, I was in second gear the whole way. The second time I did it, I was in third gear the whole way. Today, I almost hit 50 miles an hour back there. I am not going to say the speed limit. I couldn't even see my dad. But there were no cars. Hardly any gravel. There's a little bit, but not very much. No bicyclists for the first time in a while since we've been up there, probably because it's too hot. So we decided to play. It was definitely the fastest I've ever been through those corners. I have been riding my bike since May. I have been told by multiple people that I'm leagues ahead of where I should be. I think I just kind of grabbed a hold of it, and that and people I've been riding with are pretty much expert riders. If you are a beginner and you know an expert rider that is willing to ride with you and teach you, get a hold of them. It helps. I did mess up a few times today. Everybody does. The thing is, don't let it get to you. Don't let it get in your head. Just fix it next time. I did have a little bit of a close call. That was my own fault. I saw gravel on the road while I was going a little over the speed limit, maybe 35, 40, something like that. Not too much, like 5, 10 over. Nobody cares about that. Saw gravel, and I kind of fixated on the gravel to miss it, which I did miss it, but I also was very late to braking for the corner. Saved it, nothing happened. I didn't fall down or anything. Watch that. It is very easy to target fixate, so you gotta really, really watch that when you're riding. Yeah, it was a fun ride though. We went over that, then we went over towards Evergreen and down Morrison. If you're in Colorado, you know what that is. If you don't, go ahead and look it up on Google Maps. You'll see it. It's actually a really, really nice ride. I really like that ride through Morrison. I wish they weren't doing construction through there right now. It'd be kind of nice. Why are they doing that in the middle of summer? So stupid. So I will not be going through there for a little while just because I'm going to let them do the construction. I hit a spot on their little area where they got it graded. It was so deep I couldn't get the bike out of it. So I had to like follow it, and it almost went into the oncoming traffic. It was nerve-wracking, to say the least. But everything's fine. Everything's fine. We didn't fall. Everything's scratchless over here, so we're good. We're good. Boots aren't, but who cares about that? By the time we got back and I had my bike put up, it was 99.8 degrees outside. I'm bringing this up because when we were actually moving around and on the highway and all that stuff, I never once felt the heat. Until we hit 470, close to I can't remember the freaking. I'm blanking the exits and I'm on this road all the time. But we'll just say 470, and I started feeling the heat on my legs because my bike does radiate a lot of heat. And then when we got closer to about 225, I started feeling it on my upper body, and that's when I knew it was over 95. But it wasn't unbearable. It was still okay. And then the stoplight happened on the off-ramp. Oh. That's when all the heat hit. I actually stood up on the bike just to get like away from it for a second. Oh, That was I'm going home right now. So something I learned today was that off-road grade, the deeper ruts of it. I've ridden on it a couple of times now, but the deeper ruts of it, I kind of learned a little bit more on how to ride through that. And then I did better on the curves, but I also learned how to lean harder into the curve at a faster pace, which comes in time. Everybody that's out there, we all had to do it at some point, and at one point, when you think you're like leaned over like this, you're actually like up here. Been there. But it's fun. I think everybody, doesn't matter your experience level, you should do some parking lot practice. I don't do it as much as I did when I first started. I should do it more myself. My dad even saw me do it a little bit when I was parking the bike. I just went in between two cars and a light pole, turned around, did a U-turn, and went right into where I was going. And it wasn't like a long U-turn. It was, yeah. I'm sure some of you have been seeing that on my hand. That's grease from my chain from doing my pre-checks. Yo, my beginners out there, and even some of my experienced people out there, do your pre-checks. Check your tire pressure. Important. It's important, not just for your tire tread and your tire life, but for yours. Don't want to be riding around on flat tires. It's dangerous. Keep that in mind as you go on throughout the week. Now, I want to encourage you guys to come by tomorrow for TCG Sundays. We're going to be talking about all these cards back here behind me, the TCG business, unexpected things that can happen, because like I said earlier, an unexpected thing happened this week with it. It sucked. It's kind of put me back a little bit. I want to talk about the future of what I'm trying to do with it, since I didn't stream last week because I was out cold, and I mean out. We will for sure open up packs tomorrow. I'll think about opening up one tonight for you guys. I'm going to. I'm going to open up one pack for you guys tonight. Just for fun. Why not? If you guys are looking for any cards, the link is in this video on YouTube. On stream, it's pinned to the top. I mainly have Pokemon and Magic. I do have some Lorcana, and I'm working on getting some Yu-Gi-Oh up. But I would love to be able to sell you guys some cards. So I'm working on trying to get a pro site. I've got the offer, so I can do it. But thanks to this unexpected thing that happened, it's hard for me to get the inventory that I want for it, so we can have some real fun on some Sundays. So I know motorcycle riders are known to be a little bit more on the rebellious side of things, and trust me, I'm right there with you. But some of us are nerds. So the motorcycle riders that, love nerdy stuff and Pokemon stuff and stuff like that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you want to come watch some Diablo gameplay, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday are the days that we're on Diablo. But to all my YouTubers out there, if you want to keep watching this live stream, come over to Twitch. I'm just going to keep talking a little bit to my Twitchers, not a whole lot. And then probably going to end it so I can work on that a little bit. But let me get a pack. We're going to do one pack tonight. This is the brand new set. Now, some of you just saw me move a 10. That 10 is a Twitch only thing. I might open it up for everybody tomorrow. We'll see. If you sub to me, you're gambling. It's pretty much what it is. And you get whatever random pack is pulled. That's why they're upside down in there. I've just shuffled them all and put them in there. And you have two choices. One, a rip and ship, so I'll rip it and I'll ship it. Or donate it to the business and I'll put it in the inventory and you guys can buy it. Because I know some people, they sub and they don't want the cards, which is fine. But we got Pitch Black. I do have an Ascended Heroes pack behind me here. That one is not going to be a random open. Because I did look at how much those packs are going for, and oh my gosh. So, that one's going to be a special open. And there's only a couple of ways. And unfortunately for YouTube, I don't know if there's a way I can get you guys to be able to actually open it. I know there's a way for you guys to be able to join, but I'm not actually sure on how to do that. And I don't know if I have enough stuff. So we are wrapping this up for anybody that's coming over on YouTube or Twitch that's coming in here. We talked about the gear. We talked about everything. If you missed the stream, do not worry about it. Do not worry about it. It's going to be live on YouTube. Or not live, but, you know, up on YouTube. And, of course, you got the replay on Twitch if you don't want to go over to YouTube. If you want my YouTube, let me know. I'll post it in there. I think I have it listed on Twitch. And then on YouTube side, if you guys want my Twitch, which I would love to have you guys over here, let me know. I'll put the Twitch thing in there. I know it's already attached to the video, but if it's easier to go and chat, I'll put it in the chat. But from there, let's open up this pack, and then we're going to end it on YouTube. I'm going to talk to my Twitchers for a second. And that might be it. I don't know if I really want to play games tonight. I'm pretty tired from the ride. It was a fun ride, 115 miles. The puppy dog ride. It's honestly what I'm going to call it from now on. And then work a little bit on the business tonight. Hope some sales come in because we got to pay for that. And we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. And I might even show it. We'll see. I might move the camera over so you guys can see it. I really like it. It's really, really nice compared to my last one, especially. And talk about the future. And the future is mainly going to be motorcycles and this. Gaming is going to happen just to help people relax during the week. You know what I mean? But Saturdays and Sundays, that's our fun days. All right. So, let's get my hand up here. Voila. Litwick. Goldine. Poltergeist. That's a new one. I'm doing it like this because I want to get used to doing this for the rip and ships so you guys can see that I'm doing it the right way and not the whatnot way. When, and if you know what I mean by that, you know. Here, right? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Coming into the shinies. Sea King. Bomb Rider. Oh, nothing. Okay, oh well. Papaleo. Not a hit, but a rare, you know. But it's probably just a bulk rare. So we've opened 2 packs so far out of this set. And it's definitely holding true to what people have said. What's up, Shadow Fox? How you doing, buddy? I've been good, man. I've been good, you know. I kind of disappeared for a little while because I was motorcycles. And life happened, and I'm not going to say it was all motorcycles. That wouldn't be fair. If anybody wants the code, there's the code. There you go. It's been an interesting couple of months between work and business and motorcycles. I needed to let something go for a little while. That's why I wasn't streaming for a little bit. But I'm going to end it on YouTube. If you want to come hang out and over at Twitch as we talk about some stuff for a little bit, and then we're good. So YouTube, thanks for coming. I want to end you guys. I'm also going to listen to some music. See you guys.